Here we go. Here we go. Happy hump day. It's conference tournament season. We got games as far back as 2 hours ago already playing. What's going on, everybody? It's the Recap Lunch Hour with yours truly, Guff, Ryan McGuffey, here on the recap. The official opening of the NFL calendar in the NFL league year. All of the signings, etc., that have already happened for the Bears and other teams can officially be announced starting at 3 p.m. We have action going. I have Arkansas over here playing South Carolina right now in the SEC tournament first round. Thursday, I think I counted 39 games today in college basketball, and you can bet your ass that we will be using the recap bet of the day in some aspect in that area. I'm thinking, and I want your take on this. Should we be opening up the card a little bit this time of year and going a little bit more than just one bet a day? But the NFL league year officially has begun. We know about what the Bears have done with Drew Dalman, Joe Tourney, and Jonah Jackson. The question is now, what happens next? Aaron Rodgers hasn't been able to pick his next destination because he officially hasn't been released. Cooper Kupp is somebody I'm keeping an eye on. I would love the idea of Cooper Kupp on the Bears. I don't know what kind of contract he's going to get, but if they can't trade him, then he will be released. And that's kind of where a bunch of teams are right now. Phil, the real Phil Simms, how would you grade so far the Bears in free agency? I'd probably give the Bears an A- because they've addressed needs and they addressed positions on the field that actually matter. And it actually mattered to them and their quarterback. Okay. So is it the sexiest moves of all time? No, they're not the sexiest moves, but they have to be the right moves. I don't care about sexy. I want it to be right. We've seen the Bears in former regimes and current regime do it opposite. Even last year, first day, first move of free agency, DeAndre Swift. This was a little bit different. Drew Dalman and the big boys. CPO rules. What's up, Guff? Do you think the Bears make a move on Kyle Juszczyk? That's an interesting take. I wouldn't hate that. A little power. I mean, that guy's like a 5-time Pro Bowler. I'd have to look up, but yeah, that's an I didn't think about that one. That's a good, interesting move. If the Bears were to go, let me take a look real quick. Let me take a look because he would be an interesting, and especially in they like the Thunder and Lightning more in the Ben Johnson offense. Or actually, Sonic and Knuckles is probably better. I said 5-time. I cheated him. He's made 9 straight Pro Bowls. My goodness. I like that. Lip. I'm on Arkansas. A lot of sharps liked South Carolina. To be quite honest with you, this is a must-win game for Arkansas, and you know how I feel about teams that have to. They got beat, as we know last week. They got drilled by South Carolina to end the regular season. I like this spot for Arkansas. Currently ongoing. I think they're up 5. So that's where I'm at in this game. I don't know where you went. The team is better now than when the season ended with these trades and signings. Scott, well said. So, and I just gave him an A-. So I think you're right. I think that's where we are right now with the Bears. You got to look at them. Are they better today than when they ended the season? As we hit the opening of the official league calendar, which is today, March 12th, 3 p.m. Central Time. I do. I think that, and that's why I'm giving him an A-. Clyde, any other moves our Bears make to the offensive, defensive line, or wide receivers? Of course, you're at work, my man. Not yet, but I'm interested to see come 3 p.m. Now, they can make moves technically right now. It's still tampering period. Okay. I'm going to bring up the current there. It's been very slow move. That's what I love about the NFL. It's so fast paced. Okay. Valdez-Scantling just signed with the Seahawks. I know Kenny Gainwell earlier signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers to replace Najee Harris. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is going from Kansas City to Seattle on a 1-year deal. And other than that, Trey Brown going, other than that, nothing's really happened since I looked last. Wayne, what's up with Colson Montgomery? Every year he's sent down, he's a bust that the Sox just won't admit to. He He hasn't even made his major league debut, Wayne. You can't call him a bust yet. I think you can't even call a guy a bust when he hasn't made his major league debut. With him specifically, I think it's a situation where he needs ABs, and he got injured last week, had a setback and missed pretty much an entire week. As soon as that happened, I was like, he's not breaking camp. As surprising as a lot of people were, as surprised as a lot of people were by that move yesterday, he met the media a short time ago. I just watched him. He's got the right approach to it. It can't be easy when he thought he was going to break the camp with the team, but this is when he's ready. Maybe it's a month. He'll be up. What up, broski? Bears signing 3 new O-linemen, a blocking tight end, and 2 D linemen. Trench warfare. Finally, it's the copycat league, and this is where you want to copy. This is where you want to copy. Terry, Arkansas, I got him. Of course, I'm I'm watching the game. Maybe they're up by 8. They're up 7 with 7 minutes to go here in the first half. You're not going to get a good price right now on Arkansas because you're going to have to lay some massive points. Phil, good afternoon again. Championship week is here. Ready to make a lot of bets, especially with bids on the line. All right, so these aren't my plays. I mean, technically, not giving you these is bet of the days, but do what you want. So I'm on Iowa State right now. They're laying 8.5. I'm on them. They're up 9. At Arkansas, I'm laying 4.5 in that game. The 1:30 game. I thought about making the bet of the day. I like North Carolina laying 9.5 against Notre Dame. I do. This is about right fit, right time. I know North Carolina quote unquote upset Pitt yesterday in a very low scoring, ugly game. I'm going to lay the 9.5 and take the over 78.5. I kind of like the North Carolina team total a little bit better than I like the 9.5, but I did a little same game with those two just to juice it up as we get into the afternoon slots. Plenty to look at later today. No chasing though. Don't get in a situation where you have to bet because you lost earlier. That's a bad spot to be in. What's next is hopefully a Kyler Gordon extension. Could be, for sure. Eli, what's up? Across the pond, Lip Ripper. One of my favorite bets to play this time of year is first half winners. I took South Carolina plus 6.5. Ooh, baby. The sweat is real. Lip Ripper doing a live sweat on the recap lunch hour with Guff. Watching this right now with 6.5 to go. Arkansas by 9. I'll root for you there, Lip. I'm going to root for your 6.5 to hit, of course. Arkansas on a 13-2 run, basically, since I turned the game on. There's the Godfather. Everyone assumes we have our franchise quarterback. Not so fast, friends. Needs a lot of improvement. There's my guy. There's my guy to bring everybody back down to reality. There's not a person in the world, including Caleb Williams, that will tell you that he's done. He's a finished product. He's far from it, but I will say that I think he got crapped on an awful lot for a quarterback who had to undergo coordinator changes, head coaching changes, most sacks, etc., an evolving turnstile or a revolving door at turnstile situation, offensive line. No, what everyone's talking about Jaden Daniels. Yeah, Jaden Daniels had stability and a good coaching staff and experience. That's what I like about this Bears coaching staff. His offensive coordinator was a former head coach. His head coach had taken a team to a Super Bowl. That's all this like, well, you should have taken Jaden. I know you have to look beyond the stats. Jaden Daniels had a high completion percentage, but look at yards, touchdowns, picks. Almost identical. My guy, Chef Paul. I got blessed that I got to see Chef Paul again yesterday. We went to watch his grandson hoop it up in the CPS playoffs. Congratulations to Hitch, the Network One champions here on the Northwest side. Hitch Elementary with a couple of my guys, JP and Lorenzo for sure. So congratulations, boys. Keep on, keep it on. Chef Paul, nice pick yesterday. I'm sending JP to Robert Jim the Rookie Morris. Ooh, are you? Jim Morris, man, that movie was not bad either. Chef Paul's on a heater because he bought Robert Morris down. Okay. You see what he's doing here? Robert Jim the Rookie Morris. The Rookie is a quality movie about a 38 or 39-year-old guy trying to make his major league debut. Robert Morris, our pick of the last 2 days. Monday, we got hooked. Not Chef Paul. Chef Paul bought it down to 2.5, hit it. Last night, what did I tell you? I literally picked that game and said, this is their only way to the tournament. They had to sweat it out against Oakland in overtime. They're going to win this game and win by double digits, which is exactly what happened. Eli made French fries in the air fryer while I'm watching the lunch hour. Okay, Eli, spice it up, man. Don't just be boring with ketchup. Give me another count. There's my Swayze, dude. What up, Swayze? Should the Bears make a move for Cooper Kupp? They're not going to re-sign Keenan Allen. I don't see that unless it would be like on a 1-for-5 or something. I'd be surprised if they re-sign Keenan Allen. I'm not opposed to it from a possession receiver standpoint. Not opposed to it at all. I mean, on third down, there's no better guy in the league on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6. If Cooper Kupp is healthy, if you can keep, and that's always a big if, I love the idea of Cooper Kupp. I just don't know where it fits from a financial standpoint. I don't know what his contract looks like. He's saying he's still a number one. We'll see what teams say about that. Okay. Do you agree with our Chicago White Sox sending Colson Montgomery down to AAA? I would have started him in MLB The Show. Okay. Here's what I'll say. Do I agree? For his development, I agree. For the fans, it sucks because there's really nobody to hang your hat on here. Okay. Who's your opening day lineup? You got a lot of like journeyman vets. Benintendi's out, so it's going to be like Michael A. Taylor, Luis Robert, obviously, but your infield is Miguel Vargas, Andrew Vaughn, Josh Rojas, Brooks Baldwin / Lenine Sosa. I mean, Corey Lee. It's not fun. It's not a fun lineup for fans to open the season. It would have been nice to have a carrot or a cookie, but if the carrot or cookie's not ready to eat, then we can't, okay? Eli thinks it's only going to be 2 weeks. I think if it were only 2 weeks, that he'd be here. I think it might be more like a month or into May, personally. I really do. They want to see him get steady at bats, play the position, and stay on the field. Happy hump day to you, Kyle. Do you think the Bulls make it 4 in a row tonight? Hope they don't. But again, this team doesn't know how to tank properly per our guy, the Bulls Talk podcast, Joe Cowley. They don't. And I think, don't the Bulls play tomorrow? And if they play tonight, I apologize. I thought it was tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow, Kyle. They got the Nets tomorrow, right? Who are right there with them. They probably do, because Josh Giddey and company are playing hard. Phil, I know the Cubs starts next week. Do you see any other moves before 3/27, which is like the real stateside opening day? I don't know. Yeah, at this point, if you sign a pitcher, he's not going to be ready to join you. The Cubs are officially in Japan. They've landed. They're in Japan. They will play a couple of exhibition games against Japanese teams before doing it for real on Tuesday morning, 5 a.m. Central Time, for those of you wanting to wake up early to see real baseball. We'll be breaking it down on the Recap Lunch Hour next week. Okay? Which, by the way, we might be out and about, not official yet, might be out and about for the Friday of the tournament. More details later on that. Josh, would you agree after being voted probably one of the worst cities last year, is it safe to say Chicago teams, maybe outside the Sox, are looking up or fun to watch? The Bulls are not looking up currently to me. I don't think they're that fun to watch. I think there's a couple of guys that are intriguing. Okay. I think the Blackhawks outside, are they fun to watch right now? It's one of the worst teams in hockey. I mean, what's behind in terms of prospects to team up with Connor Bedard can be fun. The White Sox aren't fun yet. The Cubs, by default, I think will be the team that is most likely to make a push for the playoffs this year. And then the Bears are probably the most fun. So I don't think the arrow's up yet for most of our teams. I think you can make an argument for the Bears and Cubs. Do you think Cooper Kupp has enough left in the tank to be any good? I do. Yeah. Would I give him 5 years? No. 2 or 3. I don't know what that contract looks like. That's why I'm curious to see where we are. Oh, Eli, this is a good one, dude. We're gonna bring out the start bench cut for this. All right, start bench cut, a good one from Eli here, since he made French fries during the old lunch and watching the lunch hour over in Jerusalem. Start, bench, cut, fries, rings, or tots? Woo! Man, that's a good one. All right, I'm going to answer it this way. Fries, you could get there's pretty good fries. I love me a Parmesan fry. I'm going, tots are always appealing, man. I'm going to, and I love onion rings. Damn. You know what? Because fries are fries, and you can get them anywhere. I'm going to start tots, bench rings, cut fries. Maybe unpopular. Might be unpopular. Happy to see Matt Shaw make the trip. Good job on that one, Eli. Chime in, folks, with what you would do. Happy to see Shaw make the trip. Getting some experience at the big league level is a definite must for your top prospect. Yeah, I'm happy to see it too. He was ready. He was playing. Don't do the Colson Montgomery with him if he's ready to go. So it'll be really curious to see. Now, PCA's had an unreal spring. We all know that. I'm curious to see, can Matt Shaw, if he struggles, still hang with him, play the position? PCA, can he take the next step when the season begins? Miguel Amaya, can he take the next step? Michael Busch, can he? You're counting on a lot of guys to take a big step for this team that has playoff aspirations. Broski, what are the odds the Bears' first 3 draft picks are all offensive skilled positions? Oh, God, low. I would say super low. To be honest with you, I actually think I'd be unhappy if that were the case. Now, the Penn State tight end link, I've seen it in mock drafts. The beauty of what Ryan Poles and the Bears have done is allow themselves to be very open-minded at the 10th pick, whether it's best available, skill position, trade back. They're not as desperate as they once were a week and a half ago. Josh, what would you think of this Bears draft plan? Running back or edge at 10, depth lineman at 39-41 in the second, and whatever pick in the third round. Yeah. I'm more of the edge at 10. I'm still not ready to draft a running back 10th overall. I'm not. I don't think the Bears are either. I just don't. And I don't know if a lot of people are assuming Ashton Genty. Most mock drafts have him going 6 to Vegas. Now, mock drafts are mock drafts, but he might not be there. Clyde says Chris Canty of ESPN calls Caleb Williams a bust if he doesn't produce with Ben Johnson and the new offensive line. It's blasphemy. What do you think of this? How are you prematurely calling anybody a bust? He's not even, it's March. So we're saying just automatic. What does, by the way, what does doesn't produce mean? He produced this year. I think he had the 4th most passing yards in the history of the Bears. Now, I know before you come at me with, well, that doesn't say much. It kind of does. Because I'm going to tell you, passing leaders by season for the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams, 5th all time. He only was behind Eric Kramer, who still ranks number 1, 38-38, and 3 seasons of Jay Cutler. And then it's Caleb Williams. Only 2 quarterbacks in Bears history had more passing yards in a season than Caleb Williams. So please tell me what doesn't produce means. Great tune-up starts for Imanaga and Steele this week. Trouble brewing in Japan. Hey, don't get your things in a bunch. You know what I mean? If they go 0-2. If they win a game and split, it's a win. Having Subway for lunch. Oh, Landon, we got to upgrade that sandwich, man. I haven't had Subway in years. All due respect, I would happily bring him on to the lunch hour. I would start Subway, bench Jersey Mike's, cut Jimmy John's. Oh, I'd flip that. I would start Jersey Mike's. I would bench Jimmy John's, and I would cut Subway. Josh, Tevin Jenkins' market is dry, apparently. You think we bring it back on a 1-year deal as a depth piece, considering we just got – I don't. I think Tevin Jenkins is not coming back. That's my prediction with him. Am I good with Matt Shaw at third base? I don't want to see another Gary Scott, just saying. I'm good for now to see the expectations high. He's a top 20 prospect in all of baseball. Okay? Swayze, what do you got here, my man? This offseason has been in stark contrast to anything Poles has ever done, leading me to believe it's all on Johnson and his staff, which is great, but an indictment on the ineptitude of Poles. Yeah, I'm ready to live in the present here. I mean, we have to use the past as our bridge to where we currently are. But if Ryan Poles has been allowed to learn and get the chance and opportunity to change those ways, he's showing us. By the way, Lip, Arkansas up 13 with $130. We need a big run from the Cox here. And we need a shot right now to even make this a thing, which they got one. Oh, no, it's a block at the rim. It's going the other way. You're probably in trouble with your first half here, pal. Eric, get those Top Gun Maverick glasses ready this month. Oh, damn it. They're in the car. Great call because we cashed last night. New NFL League starting today. March Madness around the corner. Opening day of MLB. It's the best time of year. Take that, Cap and Guff. You're right. It is going to be crazy, and we're cashing left and right. Gosh dang it. We should have had the darn glasses ready to go here. Okay? Good call. I'll make sure that they're ready to go. Terry says they'll bring up Colson and trade Robert for 3 prospects at the deadline. Wow. At the deadline for Colson would tell me he's struggling down or injured in AAA. Just watched the White Sox new coach say he would expect Colson midsummer. So there you go. I think they want to see consistency. He has not been able to stay on the field. Lip Ripper chiming in with starting fries, bench and rings, cutting tots. Do we know what the Bears cap situation, room for a wide receiver? Yes, they have room for a wide receiver. And yes, they have the ability to restructure some of those bonuses to make room for more cap space. Lip, I think you're going to have to reallocate your funds, my man. Will you and Cap do any shows from Wrigley and the rate? Phil, I'm working on doing some kind of live show, maybe a live White Sox podcast with me and BA from the rate on opening day. More to come on that. We will do shows. Our plan is to be out in the community. We want to be with you guys, okay? We don't want to just be holed up. I know we're going to be doing some more live remotes. I'm hoping to have more information on that maybe as soon as tonight, today, but probably by the end of the week, we will know. Minnesota first half winner, plus 115. UNC minus 10. I like the UNC pick, as you know. I've said that. I don't want to change my bet of the day. I'll tell you what. Arkansas is putting on an absolute clinic. I didn't understand the sharp love for South Carolina after handicapping this game. I didn't. And knowing, again, the desperation of where we are in terms of – now, look, this is not to say South Carolina can't make a big run in the second half. I just thought Arkansas pretty much solidifies their tournament guarantee with a win today. Your thoughts on Shota? Does he regress more to the number 3? I think it's fair to say Shota's not a number 1. Okay. I think Shota's at least a number 2, but he probably plays more in the 2 to 2.5. So I don't want to say regresses. He probably won't have the start that he did last year, which was like a 1 ERA in his first 10 start. Swayze, I see Genty. A couple more here, guys. The comments are just, there's just a plethora. I see Genty either going to Vegas or Dallas because we know Jerry doesn't have a problem taking a running back top 10. Josh wants to chime in that Chris Canty says a lot of BS. I never believe what he says. Caleb had to work with a bonehead head coach and ignorant OC. I don't disagree with that comment at all. Lip Ripper chiming in on Scotty's on CPO rules his pick for the Players Championship. I was like deferring to Lip Ripper here because he has what I love about him is who he likes and then who your long shot play is. And that's what when Lip brings his picks to the 17-point lead for Arkansas at the half. So if you had Arkansas, at least in the first half setting, cash that ticket, kids, because that is a monster first half for Arkansas. Tom G, why haven't we extended Gordon yet? Well, because there's no need to, first off. You don't have to do it. Recent free agent contracts on DBs is only making it more expensive. What AAV? He'll probably be at in the top 5 of the nickel position. I could see a situation later today or this week of them extending him. Why not get the things you need to get done first and then make that happen? Lip just took South Carolina 6.5 for the game. Thank God I didn't do it. Oh, for the game. My bad, Lip. I thought you said you did it for the first half, but then I thought about 6.5. How would they be getting 6.5? I got Arkansas at 4.5 for this game. How are the Yankees going to replace Cole? I don't know. I don't know if you can, but I would expect if I were a Cub fan, I'd be rooting hard for the Padres to come out of the gate early and tank, and then do everything you can to get Dylan Cease here. Dominic says, I think the Bears get Josh Reynolds or Tim Patrick for wide receiver 3, both with Johnson in Detroit. Obviously, we're familiar with that in Chicago. Then they add a speed wide receiver in the draft like Bond. I could see that. I could see a situation where you're not adding a bigger name, you're adding a guy who fits that role more than sorry, I'm looking at some of the comments. I got to scan some of you guys more than the bigger name, I should say. All right, let's get to it. This is going to be one that's going to maybe surprise some of you who are in the old bet of the day. And yes, I don't have the glasses, and that's my fault. Damn it. We cashed yesterday. We already talked about Robert Morris. We are going completely off the reservation today. You're going to be Florida who? Florida A&M? What? They're playing Jackson State today. Okay? They're playing Jackson State. Florida flipping A&M. Here's what I'm doing. You guys know how I feel about certain trends. Florida A&M is the best team in the country against the spread. They're 23-6 against the number for the year. They are 16-1 against the spread the last 17 games. I kick myself for not just betting them every damn time as the bet of the day. What are we doing? They got Jackson State. They played last night. Okay. They had Prairie View. They won by 8. They were a 7-point or they won by 9 as a 7-point favorite. Tonight they get Jackson State. They've played Jackson State twice this year in conference play. The SWAC, the old SWAC. They've beat them both times outright. They beat Jackson State by 10 when they were 8.5-point dogs. They beat Jackson State on February 15th by 5 when they were 2.5-point dogs. Tonight, and shop this around, they're getting 6 in some spots. I am strictly going trend here. I know it's tough to beat a team 3 times in a season. You don't have to beat them. You just have to stay within 5. And if you look at their numbers, folks, this team they haven't been a double-digit favorite or underdog since January 20th because they play close games. 1 by 1, 1 by 10, 1 by 16, lost by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 11, 1 by 5, 1 by 9, lost by 1, lost by 11, 1 by 5, lost by 3, lost by 1, 1 by 9. This team knows how to keep it close. We're riding the best team against the spread. Look, these teams this is it for them. They're not going to make it to next week. I'm going to take the teams that have put the resume together for the season and bet them when they're playing, because next week we're going with the big dogs. All right? Lip Ripper, you said don't chase, but I'm going to hammer the recap bet of the day. Responsibly, of course. Of course. Taking that and sprinkling the money line at plus 2 to 1. I love Lip, man. Yeah, I already put it in. My guy, Chef Paul, may do something like bet it up, put it in a parlay. Chef Paul also bet the Bulls at 20 to 1 to make the playoffs. They want to give me double my money. Should I take it? Right now they want to give you double your money? That tells me I'm staying strong with 20 to 1. The Bulls can screw themselves by making it. I keep an eye on that. Let that ride, Chef. Let that ride. Appreciate you, my man. You know that. Appreciate you. All right. There it is. Florida A&M plus 5.5. That's the bet of the day. We're back on the winning way. We are 16-5 over the last 3 weeks, folks. 16-5. I'm going to stay strong with that. I'm going to feel good here with the Florida A&M at 23-6 against the spread. Let it ride, no hedge. Lip Ripper says the same to Chef. All right, enjoy the days ahead with conference tournament basketball, because I sure as hell am. I know there's a lot going on. Keep an eye on the Bears. We'll be back here with the recap lunch hour tomorrow. We'll have the recap rush hour later today. The Bulls play tomorrow night. I'll have a Bulls recap for you after that one. And anytime news breaks, if it's big, we'll go right back here live on the recap lunch hour. Appreciate you guys. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Be happy. Find the positive. Enjoy the sunshine. Appreciate you always. It's been the recap lunch hour with Guff, Ryan McGuffey. We will see you guys